What's up guys, Belmont here. So, you've been enjoying yourself with Shredder's Revenge, that's good on ya. But what if I told you that there are plenty of other games just like it, and just as good if not better? So go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe to keep helping us grow, and let's get to it because we have some really great games to look at. First up, we have a game that's held as the pinnacle of beat-em-up games on the Super Nintendo. Yes, I'm talking about the excellent Final Fight 3. There's a lot of good things going on for it. Besides having a very diverse cast of characters, they all play very different from one another. Now, you also have special command moves, and also you have super attacks. As you can see right there on the bottom of the screen, that gauge that's filling up, that's your super gauge. And also, this, at least to my knowledge, was the very first beat-em-up game, actually one of the very few beat-em-up games that allowed players to play with an AI-controlled partner. And the best part, your AI companion is actually good. This is definitely a timeless classic. Next up, we have one of the most iconic beat-em-up games ever, just like every other game in this list. I'm talking about the excellent Captain Commando. There are actually several striking features in this beat-em-up title. First of all, this is one of the best looking beat-em-up games on the arcades ever. The character models are amazing, the stages are done with a lot of detail, the soundtrack is awesome, the sound effects are pristine. Really, there's nothing bad to be said about this game. And the cast of characters, besides being able to play as 4 players simultaneously, the cast of characters in this title was actually remarkable. If you ask anyone who's played Captain Commando, they will be able to name every single character from the outset. As a matter of fact, they'd all show up in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. How's that for iconic? Next up, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a oddball because this game usually isn't mentioned in top 10, top 5, or whatever it is, this type of list. I'm talking about the Simpsons arcade game. If you grew up in the 90s like I did, then you surely remember that The Simpsons were all the rage back then. And when we got this arcade game, I remember heading over to the arcades and playing it, with my friends, with my cousins, and it was amazing. It had so many references to the show, and it was actually the first time where most of us actually saw a game that made us think, hey, this looks like the TV show. And not only are you able to play with every Simpson besides Maggie, who you're actually trying to rescue in this title, but also special pairings will generate very unique attack animations. Really, I cannot recommend this game enough. If you find a way to play it, look around on the internet and you find a way to play it with your friends, then do so. It's not as technical as, let's say, Streets of Rage 4 is, but, it more than makes up for this fact with sheer fun. Next up, to no one's surprise, no self-respecting beat-em-up recommendation list is left without a Streets of Rage title. That, it just doesn't happen. That's not how it works. And I decided to bring you Streets of Rage 2 because, in the fans' hearts, it's held as one of the dearest titles in the franchise, and the minute you begin playing, you understand why that is. First, the iconic and diverse cast of characters, they all play very differently. You surely find someone that fits your playing style, and hell, man, maybe even multiple players will fit your playing style. As a matter of fact, as I was getting things ready for this video, I actually had to go back and play Streets of Rage 2 again to get footage for it, and I had to control myself. I had to say, hey, Belmont, you're recording a video, you can finish this game later. And of course, I am gonna mention Yuzo Koshiro. He is the mastermind behind the soundtrack of every single Streets of Rage title leading up to Streets of Rage 3. Now, he did write a few songs for 4, but up until 3, it was all his work. Seriously, this game's soundtrack is so good that sometimes it'll even precede the game itself. I remember when my channel was just starting to pick up traction and to gain traction, and people would ask me, well, what do you make videos about? And I say, well, lately I've been making videos about Streets of Rage, and many people, their first reaction would be to say, dude, Streets of Rage has an amazing soundtrack. So when you mix everything together that Streets of Rage 2 offers us, what you get is one of the greatest beat-em-up games of all time, and some would actually argue that it is the ultimate beat-em-up title. Let me know in the comments if you're one of them. And for the final game in this list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4: Turtles in Time. And listen, the main reason why I'm bringing this title, as obvious as it may seem for seasoned beat-em-up gamers, is that Shredder's Revenge was the first contact with beat-em-up games that a lot of people actually had. So hey, why not show them the good stuff? Why not show them where Shredder's Revenge came from? It's absolutely safe to say, actually it's one of the safest things in the world to say, that Turtles 4 is one of the Super Nintendo's greatest games ever. You can play as every single turtle, you can pick different colors, you can go with colors from the cartoon or the comic book. Yes, there was a comic book about the Ninja Turtles. Did you know that? The stages are amazing, the soundtrack is ridiculous, and it perfectly captures the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated series' spirit. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. It perfectly captures the spirit of the TV show. It's stuffed with action, it's stuffed with characters from the show, but also it makes sure to deliver that cartoon fun we all got from the animated series. And this game is so ridiculously good that some people will actually argue that Turtles 4 is still actually better than Shredder's Revenge. Not because of nostalgia, but because of the sheer quality, the overwhelming level of attention and polish that this game has. Are you one of those people? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Both games are evenly amazing. Both games are ridiculously good. So if I had to recommend them, I'd say go for both. But one thing's for sure, you cannot go wrong with Turtles 4 on the Super Nintendo. So if you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button to help us grow so I can bring even more content like this for you guys. And hey, consider subscribing as well. This is gonna also help us out tremendously, and both things are free and very quick to do. And if you'd like to support our channel in a more direct manner, then consider joining our members club. Just click the blue button below this video. It's right there, you can't miss it. So this was your man Belmont speaking to you. Let me know if you've played any of those games, what's your favorite one, and I'll see you next time.